Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. S here from s&a'sorgnitecreations. This is the video you want to see a comparison against the Spooky² and what we offer. Okay, so we are going to be testing this all out. We've got the Spooky² boost. This is supposed to, my understanding is boost. See that this one here, the high power contact or high power output, it's supposed to combine channel 1 and channel 2 into a more powerful output. Okay, so and I do believe they recommend to use that, like I just said, with their PEMF coil. So we're going to be testing that. Is it more powerful? Is what we offer more powerful than this? We're going to see. And what is their strength? You know, just to see in general. Now, I've just recently purchased this, so this is a brand new thing. I've played around with it. Now, I will say that it does what you're supposed to do. You see this plug hole here. This is supposed to hook up to a computer. All right. Now, what we're going to do, I'm not interested in using a computer or doing any of that. That's not relevant for this testing, okay? But what Spooky² has over what we offer is their different programs, all right? Their sequences or whatever. So for a particular, whatever you want to treat for whatever PEMF, raw frequencies, whatever, they might have a few different settings of frequencies and it'll alternate. Say a few seconds or a few minutes with this one, then it'll change into this one frequency, and then it'll change into the other frequency. That's what their computer programs will do, okay? But what they don't tell you, and it's not advertised as this, you can do all this manually. All right, all these dials, all these buttons, you can put in whatever you want. You can have two things, like I can have two of these plates set up, one for output 1, one for output 2. You can have two running simultaneously together. All right. So there's that. But what we have here is only one, and you can put in the frequencies manually yourself here, okay? So you can do the same thing, you just got to do it manually. If you're not using a computer, this is essentially the same thing because you got to do it manually. All right, I'd rather that. This is me. I don't want to mess around with computers, and I like things more simple. And if you know what you're going to treat, whatever, you normally know, say if specific rife frequencies, right? You know you can run this frequency, and this frequency, and then you just manually cycle it in. Do a few minutes with one, do a few minutes with another, do a few minutes with another one. Your session's over, you're done, sort of thing, you know? You can leave it run for a long time on one or a short time. It doesn't matter. You can do the same thing with this. The computer programs just would be a click, tell it what you want to do, and it'll just do it itself. All right? But how strong is it? First, what we got. Okay, so we're going to get into that. Now, the power supply that comes with this unit here is, you can see the output there is 5 volts, 2.5 amps. All right, so that's what it is. So what we're going to do, it's already plugged in here. Just going to plug it into the power point, turn them on. All right, now here is an on-off switch, and you'll see it start up. All right. So I'm not going to get too much into how to use this, all the different settings. All we're going to be doing is basically testing the effectiveness, the Gauss strength, maybe the range, different whatevers, okay? Right now I've got it set on, it's plugged into output 2, so channel 2. All right. I have this set up so they sync. Whatever I do to channel 1 happens to channel 2, okay? For instance, if channel 1, I'll click on frequency. Here's all your frequencies, and you can dial this in, okay? You can, whatever, okay? You can go across different step-ups to, you know, your megahertz and whatever. What we want to do is just put this on 1. That is 1 hertz. So that's 1 second, 1 pulse, 1 repetition a second, like pulsing every second, 1 second, okay? So that's what that is. Now, this is going to give us the highest Gauss. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is testing this. Now, both channels are on. You can see that's on. That's on. If we go return, this is like the start screen. Press OK. They're both off. Turn them on. You know they're on. Okay, everything's the same. Now, make sure you can see that's moving. It is moving. Great. Now, we know, or I know, what Spooky² offer with their PEMF coil. The maximum Gauss you can get out of it whether it's this XM generator or the GX generator, the next step up from this, is 1 Gauss. You can only get 1 Gauss from the coil that they offer. Love it or hate it, there is people that really hate their coil and say it's weak and it's not worth it and it's flimsy and it's garbage, basically. I've seen that. I'm not saying that. I don't own one. But I know that it is 1 Gauss, so that is weak. All right. So what we're going to do, I have my Gauss probe here. We're going to null that. Okay. Now that's on hold, so it's going to give us the highest reading. All right. So it is 5. Oh, we got a 6.2. All right. So now that is for channel 2. What we're going to do now is change it over to channel 1. All right. So I'm just going to pause it and move that over to here. Okay. So as you can see now it was over here. Now it's on channel 1. Okay. So we're just going to do that again. We'll null this. So 6.2 for that one. And we'll test this one. See what's going on. That is on. Interesting. Make sure these connections, they're both on and on. Let's just maybe put this back on, screw it back on. That would suck if you think you're getting a treatment of frequencies and it doesn't work. Like it's not plugged in. There we go. Okay, now we got it. So the channel 2 was 6. This is just going to hold, not pulse, because that's how I've got it up there. You can see it says hold. So the other one was, the channel 2 was odd 6 odd Gauss. This one's 5.4. That's what it's showing me. That's what I'm testing right here. All right, you can do it everywhere. It doesn't matter. All right, so there you go. So they're roughly on par. One seems to be stronger than the other. I don't know what happened there. This here, you got to make sure these here, see how they screw and lock in place. You screw them. I can't, trying to show you. Trying to show you. Can I show you? Screw it. And it locks. That was locked in. All right, and it wasn't showing up that it wasn't working, wasn't making contact or whatever. That would suck. Like I said, if you thought you were getting a treatment and it wasn't, you locked it in, but it wasn't still working, that's an issue. I don't know how often that will happen, or that was just a freak thing. I can't tell you that. All right. So both channels are roughly on par, okay? And we get a little bit of wobble out of it. Now, compared to what they would offer with their PEMF coil, we know it's 1 Gauss. So we are already at least 5 times stronger than that. In the other channels, channel 2s, it was 6 times. That's only because of this here, the superior coil, what we have here. All right, in the Orgonite matrix, okay? The Orgonite matrix having other benefits as well. It's not all about the PEMF. This has a scalar potential as well about it, okay? It's not a scalar configuration the way it's set up hardwired in there. This is a PEMF configuration. We can do a scalar though, a cancelling of the magnetic fields, okay? But, okay, so what we're going to do, maybe we'll change the frequency. So we'll just go to channel 1, we'll go frequency here. What I'll do, I'll put in what I like, which is 432. It's 4, sorry, this is blurry. Maybe my lens on here is a bit. All right, so we'll go over there, put in 3. Go there and put in 2. You can see how that changes and that changes. I've got them synced, like I said. All right, so that's it. So interesting to see now how strong this will actually be. So we know it. So it goes back to sort of 0 and test. You see the strength? Can you see it? Not even a Gauss, maybe half Gauss. All right, do it again. When you null it, when I push that null button, it never goes back down to 0. It always goes on something it's picking up. You know, the Earth's magnetic field or whatever, there's always something in the atmosphere or in the buildings and stuff like that. So about 4, maybe 5, half Gauss max. All right, 432 hertz. So jumping frequencies from 1 being the maximum Gauss possible to say a 432, maybe a Reich frequency or a solfeggio frequency or whatever. Even if you put it on, let's go and try 30 hertz just for shits and giggles. So if we go, what am I doing? Frequency here. Let's just put this back down to 0. Whoop, wrong way. 0. Well, 32 could be fine, but we'll just do 30. 30 hertz, okay? Know this, let's test. So at 30, we're getting 1 Gauss. Well, 1.2. All right. So remember I said at maximum, so when it was on 1 Gauss would be the maximum, we were getting 5 to 6 Gauss, where their coil would get 1 Gauss, about this strength. The higher you go on frequencies, the lower the Gauss, okay? But higher the frequency, higher the hertz, the more range. But you need enough Gauss at that range as well, okay? Yeah, interesting. Now, what we're going to do is we'll put this back down to 1, okay? We want that on 0. We want this one on 1. There we go. So that's back to 1 hertz, okay? So this should jump up to between 5 and 6, which it does, okay? Like I said, 1, okay? So at least 5 times stronger than their PEMF coil. But this has way more other benefits as well, compared to just PEMF. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go ahead and put this attachment on, this dooflingy here. This is their Spooky² boost. It's quite a weighty thing. I guess it's got a lot of metal hanging off of it. Okay, so channel 1 and channel 2 go in there. This is for many different things. You got all sorts of different stuff here. Output 2, output 1, you got colloidal silver, high power contact. This is the high power output, this one here. This is what we're interested in. Does this work? All right, I'm going to go ahead and attach this and we'll see. Okay, now, so we've got the boost all set up. You can see it's attached to channel 1, channel 2. We've got the high power contact, high output, one plugged in there. If it focused, that would be nice. See that? All right, so we're in business. Now, both channels are running on at 1 hertz. Now, I put it on 35% duty cycle. It was on 50%. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. You will get a slightly higher Gauss maybe out of it, but this is what I recommend leaving this set at. We're going to test this soon, so please be patient. Now, this is supposed to give you more power. All right, now this is giving me real weird stuff and I don't fully know. If you guys know, if I'm doing something wrong and you own this, let me know. Because I'm playing around with all different settings here and it's giving me all different stuff. Now, a lot of people wouldn't have these devices here to be able to test or anything like that. Or get in depth about testing it in a certain way. All right, so what we're going to do is we'll just test this. And you can see, not much is happening, right? Not even a Gauss, okay? So what we do, because both channels are running through here and are supposed to be coming out of this port, that is what I believe is right? Now, I know if I plug this over here, we're going to get a reading, all right? Let's just do that. I'm going to change it from here to here. Okay, so I've just plugged it over here, and I don't believe this is supposed to be... See how these are flashing? When these lights are not flashing, and it's on this one, that means it's working, I believe. But, anyway, so I've just plugged that over into this one instead of the high power one. And let's see. You see that? We're getting a reading. It's the same as before, okay? For the isolated channels, when we just do that or just do that, channel 1 or just do channel 2, okay? So that's a reading. Now what we're going to do is just rule out everything. So I've done it on the high contact, nothing happened. This one here had a reading. I'm going to put it on this one and then I'm going to put it on that one next, okay? So just bear with me. We're going to just open this right up and test everything. All right, so that one, nothing, okay? About the same, nothing's happening. It should go at least 5 Gauss, you know, nothing's happening there. So the last one, all right, last one there. All right, everything's the same, just checking, it's on. One Gauss, you know, and you've got the voltage. You've got 20 volts here, 20 volts there. My understanding is it's supposed to amplify it when you use this one here, amplify it, so in return it's actually 40 volts. All right, but that's not happening. That's not what we're seeing. Everything's the same apart from that. We're going to be playing around with a little bit of other settings as well. Just bear with me. So we'll test this last one there. All right, and there we go. We get something. So it's testing about the same as the isolated one. So it's like, so nothing, nothing, something, and something. But we're supposed to be on this one to get the max power. Okay, so back on where we're supposed to be for the max power high gain output, all right, which I believe is supposed to put these two channels into one to double the output. Okay. So we'll just test this again. Before it was nothing, and it's still nothing. Okay, so nothing. Like it should be at least 5, but it should be doubled, so it should be closer to 10 or about 10. You know, Gauss. Not happening. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to change the phase, okay? So I'm already on here with the green. We're just going to push 180 degrees out of phase, and then we'll test. Bam, there's your 5 Gauss, okay? 5 to 6 Gauss nearly. All right, so there that is, okay. If we can, because we can play around with this stuff. Oops, sorry. The amplitude, well, 20 is the highest it goes, okay? So, whoop, don't want to do that. Move across, what are you doing? Okay, yep, so this is the, it's not the phase, it's the, if I remember what it is, I'll tell you. So, we've still got it at 180 degrees out of phase or whatever with this channel, which makes it work. So we get 5 to 6 Gauss. So we'll see, plus 100. I forgot what it is. I know what it is. All right, so that's given us less. All right, but what we can do is go into the negative. You see it's plus 0 or negative, okay? So that was a bit less. And it's back to normal, okay? So this is really finicky sort of stuff here. We can leave. So that was the max. With these two settings, that's the max. Let's go back to channel 1. All right, and let's see. Can we just... Oh, I want to find out. Frequency... Oh, yeah, it's the offset. It says right there, it's offset, okay? So that's what it was down here, the +1, -1, whatever, okay? So let's turn this to -100 and see what happens. All right, know that. Let's test. All right, so that's less, okay? Know that. Let's put it up to the plus. All right, we've already nailed that. Back up to the 5. In between the 5 and the 6 Gauss. There you go, 5.5. I don't know where the doubling is going to happen. I don't know. All this stuff, you got to... Whatever. So if I'm using this completely wrong, or am I... Or is it doing what it's not supposed to do? Or is it just doesn't do what they say that it's supposed to do? You're supposed to be able to double your output. You're supposed to use this. This is for PEMF. You double it. You do that for the most beneficial result. You even do this with the remote, the Spooky² remote, which is Scalar, and you put your DNA in there, you put it against that, or you can just use whatever. Like, there's so many different things. I think there's that much different stuff you can do in different combinations and different settings that people don't fully understand. They might think they're doing something and getting the best results or whatever, but they might not. You need a test, you need a test, you need a test, you need a test. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? There's many different ways to do this. This is just a test to see what strength I can get out of it. The most I can seem to get is 5 to 6 Gauss max. Now, let's just test ours. What we're going to do is use the same power cable, 5 volts, 2.5 amps. And plug this into there, and we'll test this. Okay, so just to show you guys, this is the same power plug. you get to see the cord. Here's the whole cord. This is what it is. So the output there, 5 volt, 2.5 amps, right? We're going to plug this part of the cord into here. I'm going to try, and oh, that's holding power. Did you see that on? I don't know if I got that on camera. This isn't plugged in. See, this is the cord. All right, it's holding power in here from this being on, okay? So then now that's off. All right, now, so what we're going to do is plug this straight into the power point. All right, turn him on, power over here. Okay. Just so there's no shenanigans, no like, oh, you're using different power supply, that's why it's more stronger. I'm not into crap, all right? If anyone's thinking that, all right, not into that. All right, so put that aside there. Now, this is what we're running here. So this is our unit here. We're going to just plug that straight in there. Same cable, AUX plug-in. All right, so 1 Gauss, 35% duty cycle. Let's test. Very, very simple, okay? Know that. Boom, 33. Straight up, 33 Gauss, okay? So way more stronger. Daniel Spooky² using the same power supply. Okay, now what did we do before? We did 30 hertz. So you can just do this. If you hold this, you can see there's 4 over 400. You can see it's quick to change frequencies, all right? So you hold it, it goes fast, or you can just press it in one. So we did 30 before. It's not hard to put in whatever frequency you want, okay? So 30. Now before, with the Spooky², it was only 1 Gauss or 1.2, okay? So what do we get here? I don't actually know this, but we're going to test it. All right, so we get 12.7, nearly 13 Gauss. There's 13.7, okay? So that's me just testing here, just putting this on there, 13.7 Gauss, okay, versus 1 Gauss, okay? So that's it there. So again, if you do, I'm not sure if I did this in this video. If I did, then it's recorded and you've already watched it. If not, we did 432. I've done 432 on this and I've tried to test it, and literally there was nothing. It picked up nothing. Nothing going on. I'm not sure if I recorded that or I'm thinking of another time where I was playing around. I'm not sure. But you do 432 on this, you're going to get a few Gauss. All right, but with this, the range is severely increased. Okay, I'm just going to, maybe I'll turn that off. So that's off now. Nothing's happening to prove that. Yep. No Gauss. Okay. I did that because this here calibrates, just calibrates it. You turn it off and turn it on, and then it goes, brrr, it got to calibrate. So right now it's picking up, this is just the Earth's magnetic field. This is picking up between 0.7, 0.8 milligauss, okay? Not even a Gauss. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on. When I press this, you'll watch that ping up. Okay, so it's picking up more now, okay? So, and if you were to go a ways until it's back to point, whatever it was, 0.8, that's like a ways away sort of thing. And that's when you get down to that's what it was with the Earth. That's where your reading should start, and then you can increase and walk closer to this unit to gauge where the range is, where it starts to pick up and where it drops off, if you understand what I mean. So lots of range here compared to what the Spooky. Oh, and here we go. So yeah, so 432. What Gauss do you get? Remember on the Spooky, it literally was none, but on here it's still 11.2 Gauss. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. All right, so here, this thing is throwing out, from what I've measured before, it is a about a 7 to 8 foot diameter field radius of this coming off, okay? So right now, me filming this, I'm well within the range in that toroidal bubble field of PEMF magnetic pulse therapy at 432 hertz, right? So, yeah, right. We've got another one here. Right, so it's no brainer. These here are not polished, by the way. They're just rough. They're ready to go. They just need to be sanded, polished up, for sale. Okay. They're not orders, by the way, so they are up for grabs if you want them. All right. This ball will not dance at 432. What it will do is like to just stick in the center, but we can go back down to say it loves 30 hertz, about 30 hertz. When it's strong, see if I lift that up a bit, then it'll start doing it. But when it's strong, it likes to sort of stick a bit. But the reason why we include these into the devices, you see how violent that is. The reason why we include these in the PEMFs is because you can test it. You don't need expensive equipment. This here is sort of expensive. This here, not about half the price of this, I think. But this here just shows you, like, is it working? I don't know. Yes. Right, and you can use other things as well. You don't have to have this, just other magnets. You can feel the pulse, the wobble. At 432 hertz, you can still feel that. All right. All right. You can feel this vibrate. You can feel it hum. Okay, because that's so fast. Anyway, guys, so I hope you like this video. If you want anything else in particular for me to test while I've got this unit, I don't really plan to get rid of it, because once you got it, you never know what you want to experiment with and play around. Lots of people have this. It's very popular. If you're not into computer programs, I suggest you don't get this, but you can still get it because you can use it manually. They don't tell you can do that. Maybe I'll do another video going through more of the settings and how to use it manually. All right, this is manually, obviously, as well. And it's a shit ton more powerful than this, even using the same power supply that they supply through this unit. Okay, way more output. Okay, so this will help structure your water faster. It'll help imprint frequencies into your stickers, into copper, into whatever you're imprinting faster. Okay, it has a greater field, like I just said. If at 432 you can have a 7 to 8 foot diameter field range. With the Spooky², even with our superior coil, you're not going to get that range. It's nothing. All right, didn't even pick up anything on the GAUSS meter. Okay, didn't do it. I've tested this. Like I said, I wasn't sure if that was in this video or not. So if you haven't seen it, I mean, I could plug it in and prove to you, but I think this video's gone on long enough. All right. So that is it. This is north pole coming out of here. You can see that. That arrow points north, yeah? Okay, this is like a flat earth layout, north pole at the center, right? And then you circumnavigate the flat earth. Whatever you believe is whatever. One thing's for sure, we are being lied to about everything, history and all that, and what we actually are, where we come from, consciousness, all the rest of it, what's our soul doing, la 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 la, the human body, what it is, and who put us here, and all the rest of it. That's another video that I don't really go into. Okay, this is my first powered pyramid. All right, it is a vortex coil only. It's not interference Rodin coil. This one is up for grabs. It's a much larger plate, much more output. You can see the difference, right, in size. Yeah, much more bigger, powerful, bigger field, range, high Gauss, all the rest of it. Can be powered, needs to be powered with more higher volts and amps as well, or watts of power, yep. Anyway, that is it, guys. Hope you like this one. It's very long. This is a superior device. If you want more power, more range, better treatments and stuff like that, okay, that's going to work better. Have a faster effectiveness. It's a superior coil. It's got geometry in it. Vortex-based mathematics. Marko Rodin's work there. It does do the infinity symbol as it passes through the center. Everything's concentrated here where the quartz is. The Orgonite matrix, it's just the coil amplifies the Orgonite matrix even further. There's a lot more going on here than what you can see just with these meters, okay? A lot more. Just a coil by itself, PEMF, what Spooky² offer, or what other people offer just as a Rodin coil or whatever by itself, there's a lot more that you can't see here going on right here with everything that's in here. Okay, there just is lots and lots of stuff, and that's where I'm going to leave it because I keep rambling on. All right, guys. Hope you guys like this one. Stay tuned for more videos. Let me know if you want to see more or different sort of testing with this. I'm open to suggestions. And on that note, have a good day.